Okay. So, hello. Hey, Zones of Friends, welcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the Abacus. And to read the Abacus, I'm just looking at some sharing information. So what are we going to do? We're going to read the Abacus. Oh, I wonder if you guys can hear me. Here we go. Here we go. Whew. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the Abacus. When we read the Abacus, we are going to learn how to count. We're going to do 1. So this is 0. This is 0. And then what we're going to do is this is 1. No, this is 1. And then this is 2. Notice that that's 2. So when I move it, could you change your name to Abacus? No, because my name's not Chris. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3, because this is 3, and then we have 4, because this is 4, we have 4. Now what we're doing is we are learning how to read the abacus, and as we learn, this is the horizontal bar. This is the reckoning bar. This reckoning bar is what counts, what makes us learn how to count, and these are the beads are being counted. So if you notice, 0, 0, 0, 0, these are all zeros. And if I look, this is 4, and then we have 5, because this is 5, right? That's the value of 5. Because this is the value of 5, it will always be 5. So if I did this, this would all be 5. Because it's all 5, this will be all 4. Because all the beads are touching this horizontal bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear our abacus. And when we clear our abacus, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So again, this is the top bead. This is the 5 in the top bead. So that is what 5 looks like. Now, when we look, we've done this before, right? We've done the 1, but then when we add the 5, we notice that that is now 6. So again, when we have 2, and I add the 5, now we have 7, right? 5, 6, 7. If I have 3, and then when I add 5, this is the 5. Now I have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 9. Well, no, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know what this looks like, right? This looks like 4. Because this looks like 4, we add the 5. Now we have 9. So, anybody have any questions? Let me know. So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. When we learn how to read the abacus, then we can go into adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. So notice I'm holding my abacus, right? Now, the reason why I hold my abacus is because the beads move. People don't know, but it moves very easily. And the problem is that if you don't hold the abacus, you're going to lose your answer pretty quickly. So hold the abacus. And some of the questions were like, well, the abacus seems a little small. This is actually a standard size. I don't have very big hands, but what you want to do is you want to just touch the top of the bead. So if you notice, there is a ridge. So when we move it, we want to move just the top of the bead. I hope that makes sense. So when we look at it, that's what we want to do. We only want to touch the top of the bead. So it shouldn't matter if you have big burly hands or not. You should be able to use the standard beads. And these are all very standard. This is a very standard abacus, and it's not because it's small, and it's not because it's colorful, and it's not just for kids. I mean, adults can use it, but some people forget. Not some people forget, but some people just don't realize that this abacus is actually a standard size. So just for those people that are looking into getting an abacus because they think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread, because I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread, some people don't know that this is very easy to move, right? So if you just bump it a little bit, your whole answer goes away. So be careful. So what I usually do, if you notice, I usually hold my abacus, and then my problem is because I move my abacus around, sometimes my answer is lost. So then I would have to redo it again. Now let's go back. We're going to read the abacus. We're going to read. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice when I touch the beads, I'm touching the top of the bead. I'm not like manhandling it, right? I'm not doing this. What I'm doing is I'm touching the top of the bead. There's a little ridge. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, maybe I should do this one. There's a little ridge, and what you're going to do is you're just going to move it up. That's all you're going to do. It's very gentle. It's very light. And now, so then when we do this, and I realize that it doesn't translate from this point of view, because the camera is up and down, but we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top bead is 5. Because the top bead is 5, we have 6. How do I know? 5, 6, right? We did 1, we did 2. Now if we add the 5, now we have 7. So we have 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if we look, if we take away the 5, now we have 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 4. But notice I have 1, 2, 3, and I add the 5, now we have 8. And then we have 4, right? This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have 4. And then when I add the 5, now I have 9. Ta-da! Like, what is it? Who is his name? Count? In Sesame Street? 5! 5! Okay, so what we're going to do, so just again, just to clarify, when I touch the beads, I'm only touching the very tip, the very edge of the beads. That's why that's why the shape is like this. So then it's like a little lever, like a little, I don't know, like a little cliff, like a little shelf that you can move the beads up and down. I don't know if you can see that. I've realized that it's not translating well, because when you see it up here, and then there's some people that complain that this is smaller. So my hands are not big and burly, but even if I had big burly hands, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be taking my delicate thumb and I'd just be moving it like this, if that makes sense. So thank you so much. Hey, Gabby, thank you so much for sharing the live. Okay, so what are we going to do is we're going to go back to reading the abacus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. What? We didn't talk about 10? Well, okay, we didn't talk about 10, but this is what 10 looks like. Why? Well, if you notice, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So let me know if you have any questions, because I feel like I'm just talking to myself right now, and I don't know if anybody's here. So there's this one with, wow, there's 100 people in the room. That's crazy. How do you use it? Thank you. Thank you so much for asking. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. And when we do it, we're going to look at it, and we have our 0. So this is not 0. This is 0. That means that we're counting the abacus. What it means is we're going to be counting these beads. And so when we count, we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy, right? Oh, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. So this is 4. Now, I'm actually following what you're saying. It's surprising to me. I never thought I could. Oh my God, this is awesome. Yes, I learned the abacus when I was little. Oh, that's awesome, Ashley. That's fantastic. One love. Is that a Bob Marley song? That's a Bob Marley song. One love. Okay. Yes. Reading the abacus is super easy, super simple to use, and easy to understand. So when we're reading it, this is the horizontal bar. When we have the horizontal bar, do you have to build it yourself? No, I sell this in my TikTok shop. I have this one in my TikTok shop, and then I have another one. Oh, this is awesome. So I have one that's a 7-column abacus, and then I have a 13-column abacus, because you know what? Size matters. I'm glad to see more people are learning from you. Yes, Caleb, me too. I hope so too. Can you do an example? Oh yeah. So before I continue on, we can do this, right? We can add the 5. When we add the 5, I'm going to add 2. Notice I add the 2 beads. When I add the 2 beads, the question is, can I do it? Yes, I can. Just like Bob the Builder, right? Yes, thank you, Caleb. I am appreciative. I do hope that. Okay. Y'all get the 13 column. That's the good stuff. Yeah, if depending on what you're trying to do, I would recommend doing the 13 column as well. But if the children's are small, then you could still do the colorful one, because it still works very well. It probably goes all the way to maybe 3rd grade. But it also depends on who it is, right? So thank you, Ashley, for letting us know. But yes, there is a 13-column one, and I do recommend 13-column ones for the adults, because when we start doing multiplication and division, then it'll be easier to manage. Now, the other question is does the colors matter? And it's like, no, the colors don't matter. It all matters about the positioning of the beads. So when we look, we have these little dots. Because we have these little dots and I line them up, they work exactly the same. So I'm going to clear out my abacus, and that's what I have done. That is what 0 looks like. And then when we look, we have 1, 1. So notice I do 2 and then 2. I have 3, and then 4, and then 4. So they work exactly the same. And as we look, we have the value of 5. The top bead will always be the value of 5. Now, when we have, hey, Ethan, welcome back. When we have the value of 5, we have 6, right? And then 6. But notice we have to look at the detail, right? Notice that there is Oh, that was another complaint about the abacus is like the positioning from here to here is very small. And it's like you gotta, is there more abacus? Yes, there is. Starbrook, yes, there is. And so let me finish my thought, which was some people are like, you know what, there's not enough space between, but the biggest thing is noticing that this beads are touching this horizontal bar. When the beads are touching the horizontal bar, then we know it's being counted. So Starbrook, thank you so much for asking the question. So we have our 7 column abacus. This is our 13 column abacus. And so when we look at the 13 column abacus, we'll notice that I'm using this this indicator. This is my ones indicator. Now with the ones indicator, I could choose any one of these dots that are on my abacus. So it's like a Pokemon, right? I choose you. So then if I chose this to be my ones, then I would have to move everything over here. So this would be ones, tens, hundred, thousands, but then I have no more 10,000s. However, if I wanted to, I could move this one and I'd be, I choose you. And then I'd be over here. And then my ones, it'd be ones, tens, hundred, thousands. And notice that everything is grouped into 3 columns. So we have our ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. But then we're like, okay, well, what if we want to track the national debt? Well, if we want to track the national debt, we would have to use a bigger abacus. This is a 23 column abacus. What's the difference? There's no difference. It's just the size that matters. I crack myself up. I laugh at it all the time. So yes, the size matters. Why? Because it just means more digits. It just means more numbers. And then you're going to maybe complain, well, the beads are small. Yes, the beads are small, but it's all about attention to detail. So we know that this is 1. Because this is the indicator, there's a dot indicator, this is 1. And then this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. It's a very delicate way of doing things. But if you notice, it's very easy to mess up your answer. So you have to hold the abacus. And this is the reset button. Yes, thank you, Ethan. This one has a reset button. And this one is, you taught me abacus and I got the app. Oh yeah, great job, Ellie. So this one is made out of bamboo. And I've had this one for more than 20 years. And I've been teaching abacus for more than 20 years. This one's made out of plastic and it works exactly the same. It works and it's just as good as the bamboo one. It works just the same. And notice, it's very easy to mess up your answer. So just so you know, it doesn't matter which abacus you have, you can mess up your answer if you don't hold it right. So, and it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that it's part of being secure and delicate, right? Because if you flick it too fast, then your beads will not be your beads will not be touching, so then it will not be counted. So you have to be careful with the way you do when you flick the beads. So there's also a 27-digit abacus. There is a 27-digit, but I don't have that. However, I do have a Chinese abacus. So a Chinese abacus happened before the Japanese abacus. Because why? Because the Japanese came and saw the Chinese abacus and they're like, you know what? We're going to make it more efficient. And that's what they did. They made the Japanese abacus and now it's more efficient. So it works kind of the same. There's just some extra stuff and extra steps that you have to do. So when we look at the Chinese abacus, there's 2 beads on top and then there's 5 beads on the bottom. Milo, this is awesome. Never seen one actually being used. Ooh, yeah. Thank you. So when the Chinese one, it works exactly the same. If you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the same thing with the Japanese abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. But notice now in the Chinese abacus, thank you, Owen. So in the Chinese abacus, we have 5. We have 5 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, now, because we have 5, we have to do a trade. When we trade it in, we're going to trade this in, and then we're going to make this a 5. Because we made this a 5, now we're trading. So we can do 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Thank you so much, Owen, for your emojis? Your stickers. Okay, so this is 10, but that kind of breaks my brain. Why? Because now we're no longer using this as place values. This is just a group of numbers. So this is 10, but then if you look, we also have to trade it in, and now this is 10. But then again, we would have to trade it in, and now this is 10. So when we look at it, now this makes sense because now we're using this as a place value. Whereas on the Japanese abacus, this will be 10 and only 10. So what we're doing is we're doing a comparison between the Chinese abacus and the Japanese abacus and how a little Chinese abacus is a little redundant. And Is the Chinese one used today? Yes. It is rare. Is it rarely used? I think only the old people use it. So like older than me. I think people in my age, I think they start it those that use the abacus are using the Japanese abacus. So that's a really good question. I would probably imagine like people who are maybe 70, 80 will do the Chinese one. Wait! There's more than one abacus? Yes, there is. What is this used for, Sebastian? This is usually used for counting, adding, subtraction, multiplication, division. And so, like, usually they do calculation on this. And so when we're going to do it, after we learn how to read the abacus, we're going to do some adding and subtracting, multiplication, division. It just all depends on how quickly we can move the class. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. After 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. So notice I'm holding my abacus. The reason why is because it's very easy to mess up your answers. I've had that problem. And I get that often too, because when I'm when I'm moving my abacus all around, it gets to a point where you move it so much that your whole answer is gone. And it all just depends on how you're using it. So when we are looking at it, this is the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000s. Now we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and notice we have 5. The top beat will always be 5 no matter what. When we have the top beat as 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, what's after 9 is 10. How does 10 look like? Well, when we look at 10, we write it. How do we write 10? We know how to write 10. That's easy. It's a 1 and a 0. Now, if you look, I'm going to do 1 and a 0. Abacus mimics the way we write. The only thing we need to do is understand how to get 9. This is 9, so this would be 19. I'm going to change this to 19. So now we have 19. That's a poor looking 9. But what we're going to do is understand that how we read the abacus is how we read our regular numbers. And so when we do 245, right? It just looks like 245. Now, in the chat, I'm going to give you a number. Let's see if you guys know what this number is. If I did this, what number do you think this is? Please put it in the chat. And I'm going to line it up so it's easier for everybody. And then when we look, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands. So with that information, what number do you think this is? Sebastian, did that make sense? This is usually used for adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Ooh, little Gemini. Let's see. Almost. So what is that going to be? Well, if we look, we have our thousands. We got our thousands, and that's almost done. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9. Thank you, Sebastian. 300. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 50, right? This is the 5. This is 5. And then we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much. 93 something. Yes. Thank you, local dreamer. Yes, you're absolutely right. This is 5. So when we look, this is 5, and now we have 4. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 54. Now we have 354, and we have $9,354. Does that make sense? So do we want to do another one? Let's do another one. Okay, so if I did this, that one, that should be easy. What number is that? Yes, thank you, Altus. Thank you. So thank you for confirming, because I don't know what people are really interested. You're a great teacher. I've been here for less than 5 minutes. I learned a valuable skill. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, local dreamer. And Sebastian and Manny. Yes, right? Makes sense, because how do we do it? We have hundreds, tens, and ones. Yes, thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys are pretty quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the hundreds. So this is hundreds. 425. Is it time? So I have this thing that I created. I created a maze, and this is part of my book. Thank you for the follow, local dreamer. So what I did is I created a book, and this book is available if anybody is interested in learning how to read the abacus. This is a 3-digit, but I also have one that's 2 digits. So let's start with the 2-digit. How do we do this? It is a maze. So what this maze is doing, and thank you, Ethan, if you're still around. Thank you, Ethan, for this idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and we are going to, how do you add on that? We are going to add after we figure out how to read the abacus, if that's okay. So after we learn how to read the abacus, I will show you how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So here we're going to understand what this number is. When we look, what number do you think this is? Please put it in the chat. Wow, so many people. Hey, Jose, I know. But it's okay. There's only 5 people responding, so I only feel like there's only 5 people here. Yes, you're right. So it's 1 here, there's a 10, and then a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, thank you. Thank you. How does the 1 express decimals on the abacus? Ringo, that's a very good question. So I have 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So if anybody's interested in this, this is available on my... There we go. If anybody wants to know, the book is right here. So Rigo, to do the decimals, it's over here. So if I have my ones, just so then everybody can see, if I have my ones, right? I have my ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. So if you notice, the decimal sits between the ones and the tens. So all I got to do is just do that. So if I have one here, I have 0.1, and then I have 0.15. That's all it is. That is all that it is. Okay, so we have 14, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to color it in, and we're going to go to our next number. This is too easy. That's really easy. I should make it more difficult, but it's nice to have, right? So what number do we think that is? If I have these two numbers, what number do you think that is? 2. Yes, Altus. That's not a question. It should be a question. 58. No, not 58. I'm sorry. Okay. It is 2. How do I know? Because I have 1. I have 2. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, cat. Okay, so that's 2. Where are we now? We are... Did you memorize the maze and you're jumping ahead? That's what I think you're doing. So here's the next number. If I have this number, right? And then I do this. What number do we think this is? Woo, Jess. 23. Is it 23? It is not 23. Gabby. Yes, thank you, Gabby. Yes, Altus and Sebastian. Yes, so we have 5, 6, 7, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're... Yes, we are all calculators now. I'm going to make you guys calculators, and I can't believe you guys are here on your own, voluntarily learning math. If you really think about it. All right, so this is easy. What number is that? What number do we think that is? Yeah, right? It's the middle of the night. This is so great. I'm learning so quick. That's great. Yes, 22, because this is 2, and then there's 2 over here. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. 22. And then what's this number? This one's too easy. This one's very easy. If I just did that, we know what that is, right? Midnight Mothers. Thank you, Jose. You're right, right? Yes, no man. No man. Altus and Gabby. Yes, yes. Melanie. Yes. Oh, Ariana. No, Ariana, because we have a 0 here. Because we have a 0. Ah, there we go. There we go. Never mind. Never mind. My bad. All right. So what do we have this one? This one is this one and that one. So what number is this? So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 33. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you. Thank you. Can you explain? Can we explain how this works? Yes, Denise, we will. So, while everybody everybody is learning how to read this, I will explain that when we count the beads that are touching this horizontal bar, this is what is being counted. So this is 1. After 1 is 2, and then this is 3, and this is 4. Easy, right? So what we see is that none of these columns are touching the 0. Yes, 96. You guys are on a roll. 96. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Denise, so when we look, if I do this, this is what's counted as 4. So when I have, this is 5. After 5, we have 6. Because now if you look, if we have 1, right, we've done this before, 1, 2, but if I add the 5, now we have 7. And then if I have 3, Now we have, and we add the 5, now I have 8. Yes, 82. Woo! Rest in peace. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Okay, next. Okay, so Denise, does that make sense? I wish this, I feel like this yesterday. You know what I mean? I wish you were my professor for college. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm catching on. Okay, great, Denise. Okay, great. So yes, 76. So when we look, how do I know after 9? This is 9. After 9 is 10. Well, look, after 10, right, we have our 1s and we have our 10s. So that's how we figure out our place values. With our place value, we have our 1s, our 10s, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. Yes, 76. 76, and there we go. And then we have this number. So Denise, when we look, we have our place values. Oh, I don't know how to do that. There we go. There we go. There we go. How we do it? Okay. So we have our place values. And notice the reason why I'm choosing this one right here is because I have my indicator. Oh, this is so helpful. No, thank you, Santiago. Melanie says 8. Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, what happens? So, Denise, does that make sense? When we, let's divide. Jose, you're just pushing them forward so quickly. We can learn how to add first. So, notice I have my dot indicator, Denise, and when we look, I can choose this one or I could choose this one. But usually I choose the one over here because then I have more numbers. Yes, if the blue bead is down, it gets counted as 5. Yes, Kate, cat. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to do 60 and then 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is correct. So we're going to go here and we're almost done. Oh, I didn't do that one. There we go. How about that? Can I do that? Ha, 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 ha. What number is that? What's the last number? Yes. Cat, I hope I answered that. Come on, Jose. 42. Yes, the answer to the universe is 42. Thank you, everybody, for playing. And if you like it, it's on Amazon. And if you want to know, my name is Lynette. I've been an Abacus teacher for about 20 plus years now. How do we do this? How do we do this? Here, let me show you. How do we do the maze or how do we read the abacus? Please let me know. Rebea, the biggest fan. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I am so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Okay, so when we everything. Ha 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 ha. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm definitely buying one. It's in my TikTok shop. I'm trying to make it better. I have it, kind of. Okay, so, Rebea. Okay, Rebea, this may be one of my favorite things to do with math. Yes, I like it too. I do enjoy it. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. Notice this is all 0. This is all 0. How do I know? Because nothing is touching the horizontal bar. So because this is not touching, none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is now 0. But if I do this, now we're counting 1. Because this is 1, hey Harold, I'm doing pretty smashing right now. There's a lot of people here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because of 4, then I have 5. Now, if I have 5, you'll notice I can have 6. How do I know? Because if I have 1 and I add the 5, I have 6. I can't wait till China takes over the West Coast and all the new Chinese Americans can learn the new abacus. Just so you know, Chinese people are everywhere. There's like billions and billions of Chinese people all over the world. Just saying. So, Rebe, when we look at it, we have 5 and then we have 6. After that, we do 2. We know what 2 looks like, but we add the 5. Now we have 7. We have 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we add the 5. Now we have 8. Let's breathe. Yes. So when we have 4, we know this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, violation detected. End live now to avoid suspension. Not good, not good. So we have 5. So when we add the 5, we have 9. See? You're going to get me suspended. That's the notification. Violation was detected. That's fake. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, play nice, please, 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 please. Don't don't believe. Okay. No, it's fake. Okay, good. What's the, I don't know. Okay. Let's go back. We're going to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we do it, this is 4. And then we have 5. After 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10. So notice we have this. I don't know what the notification's for. That's the guy that goes to lives. Oh. So what's going to happen? I usually go all the way to the bitter end. Okay, so now if we look, we have our place values. And it's just the way we read. When we read, it's funny when it happens to other people. Talking about reading. Oh, ooh, I didn't know that. I want to add over 10 soon. Oh, okay. I guess I forgot. Okay, let's do it. So with the reading of the abacus, let's review one more time. When I do this, this is 10. Just as how we write, we have 1 and a 0. Notice I have 1 and a 0. When we have 20, 30, 40, now I can count by tens. This is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then after 90 is 100. This makes so much sense. Okay, good. So when we look at it, right, some people are asking, like, why am I starting here? The reason why I start here is because I have this dot indicator. This is my ones indicator, and this ones indicator lets me know that will be the ones. However, if you notice, I do have another one. Are they duplicates? No, they're not duplicates. I just need to shift everything over. So what happens is I can do this as my ones and my tens, but then notice I don't have any hundreds. So when I go to this, I see I can reply to his account. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for letting me know. So what's going to happen is when I use this as my ones indicator, I have my decimal. The decimal sits between the ones and the tenths. So it doesn't have an actual place value. When it does the ones and the tenths, and then I have my hundreds. It's the same thing if I use my ones over here. I have my ones, 10 tenths, and then my decimal is right here. My tenths, my hundreds, my thousands. So if you notice, the dot indicator will help you label the groupings. Thank you so much for the follow. So it happens with the groupings. The grouping is every, 30 columns? So when we look at the 13 column abacus, here's my 7, here's my 13 columns. When we look at it, my 13 columns, I have the same pattern. Ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. Okay, so let's do some adding. When we're doing adding, we need to understand how to move the beads. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. And this is one of my books. I am the champion. Thank you, Jose, for your help. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is understand, here is just doing some number recognition, and this is just not yet. No, we can't do that yet. You know why? Because that's a formula. We're doing one without formula. We're going to be Bob the Builder first. What does that mean? Well, when we look at the numbers, the question is can we do it? Yes, we can. So when we look, we have a 5. We want to add the 5, and then I want to add the 1. Now notice in Abacus world, we actually only focus in on the result. Focus in on the add-in. In mainstream math, we focus on the result, and I think that's a different way. But in Abacus world, we focus on the add-in. So when we look, this is why it's broken up to plus the 1. When we want to add the 1, I just want to move the beads 1 up. Thank you, Julius. But he is actually going further into the, there you go, Jose. So when we do it, we have 2, just as Jose said, we have 2, and then we add the 2. Can we do it? Yes, we can. What does that mean? Because we have these 2 beads and we can move it up. So when we look, we can move up the 2 beads. And then if you notice, I subtracted 2. So when you add, you know how to subtract. How do we subtract? All we have to do is move it away from the horizontal bar. So they're no longer holding hands. They're no longer singing Kumbaya. And I don't know if you guys know that, but Kumbaya. Okay. So when we add the 3, this is 3, and I want to take away 2. Notice it doesn't matter which 2 I want to take away. I only want to take away these 2 beads. So notice my final answer is 1. And so that's what we do, is when we go through it, we're just looking at the add-in. This is the add-in that we need to focus on. So if I have 5, I'm going to add the 3. When I add the 3, can we do it? Yes, we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 3. So my final answer is, what's my final answer? Let me know in the chat. What do you think my final answer? Oh, thank you, Wizard. Yes, it is 8. Good. So what's going to happen? Thank you, Jose. So after that, we do, thank you, Angel. Oh, and then we did the takeaway. It's the same thing, right? So if we have 9 and we take away 1, we're just removing it away from the chain, right? So we're moving it away from the horizontal bar. So what we do is we know that we're going to take away. We're going to minus the 1. Take away the 1. We're going to push it down. Is there only 5 beats to get to? There's only 5 beats how to get 8 on it. Oh, hey, I don't, JJ Ba. Okay, how we do it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top beat has a value of 5. Because the top beat has a value of 5, then we can add 1, and now we have 6. If we have 5, and then we add 2, now we have 7. If I have 5, and I want to add 3, now I have 8. If I have 5, and I want to add 4, now I have 9. That is how we get more than 8, more than 5. Does that make sense? Ooh, good, right? Yeah. Thank you for the question. But yeah, it's a very valid question because this horizontal bar is what separates the top beads and the lower beads. And then when we look at it, we can start doing things. So then the other question is what happens after 9? Well, what happens after 9 is 10. Notice this is the same. Tatiana, I was just like that. So not yet, Jose. So this is what 10 looks like. Why is this 10? Because if you notice, I have my columns. So this is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. And as I look, no way, that's how, yeah, it's so simple, easy to use. Simple to use, easy to understand. So when we look at the tens, right now we can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then what's after 90? 100. Can you add? Yes. Yes, Tom. We can add, subtract, multiply, and divide on the Abacus Alucard. Doesn't matter which column we're it would be nice to use a column that has a ones indicator. So if you notice there's a dot there, and anyways, there's a dot there. I don't know if you can see. There's a dot right here and there's a dot right here. You could use any of these indicators as your ones place, and then you can just move it around. So when we look, and now I just fiddle around with my camera. Okay, so when we look, we can either do this as our ones, or we can use this as our ones, and we would move everything over. But notice if I do this as my ones, I have no place for hundreds, and then after that, I don't have any decimal. I have a lot of decimals. All the pictures of these in schools, it took a TikTok for me to learn how to use it. You're very welcome, Tatiana. You're very welcome. And you know, interesting enough, I think the ones that's in school, it has 10 beads. Oh, that's good. Yeah, right? So what we do is the abacus actually helps you do place values. So with the place values, you just keep track of it all. And so if you notice, we have, this is a 7 column one. This one is a 13 column one. Because it's 13 columns, this one has more chances to use the dot indicator. I could use any one of these, just like a Pokemon. I can use any one of these. And then I decide to use this. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you for sharing this in-depth information for free. I've always been curious about the abacus. Yeah. Let me know. I've been teaching abacus for about more than 20 years, and I've been an abacus teacher, and I really do believe it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. I have 3 boys, and they all have understood how to take the abacus. Did they like it? No, they didn't like it because they didn't like math. So, is there more problem solving than memorizing? It is more problem solving, correct. Because what we're going to do, and thank you so much, Gabby, for letting me go forward. So we notice that we're going to do subtraction. When we do a subtraction, it's going to be taking it away. So 4 minus 4 is just moving the 4 beads. Now, the question is after we understand how to be Bob the Builder, and we know how to add, right? We know how to add the whatever beads we have. So if I have 4 here, I'm going to add 4. Can I add 5? Yes, we can. So I'm going to add the 5. That's like the Bob the Builder level. So again, this is 6. When we do 6, we have 1, we add the 1, and now we add the 6. When we add the 6, you need to use the 2 beads like this. Oh, that's the other question is, some people are like, well, this is a really small abacus. I was like, you know what? This is actually a standard abacus, right? Even if you have big burly hands, I don't have big burly hands. But if you notice, this is actually a relatively small thing. This is, I don't know if you could see, this is like 2.5, and this is 4.5 inches wide. And so it's not a very big abacus. Like if you look at my pen, right? And then if you notice, to do a comparison, it's not that big. But people think it's a huge thing, and it's not that big. And they're like, well, I have really big burly hands. I'm like, no. You, just because you have big burly hands, you got to be delicate about it. Because if you notice, oh, I can't do it in this one. But if you notice, there's these ridges. And what you're going to do is you're going to touch the ridge. So when I do this, when I use the abacus, I'm going to just touch the ridge. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to be touching the ridge of the bead. That's why the beads are designed that way, so you can just touch the edges of the bead. Does that make sense? 1 plus 1. Yes, thank you. So we're going to do 1, right? And then plus the 1. Notice I touch the very tip of it. I just move it with the very top of my bit. So it doesn't matter how. So if I use, so let's say my big burly thumb is an index finger of a guy, right? So what I'm going to use, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use my thumb and just touch the top bead, right? So again, notice that you don't need to have it, the size, the actual size. This is a standard size, just so you know. If there's any complaints, I thought it was bigger. Yes, you're right. In the movies, they make it so big. You're right, because even the Chinese one, it's a little bit bigger, but they don't use this Chinese one in a competition. You know, when you see those kids and they do this, it's because they're doing something like this, and it's small, and it's really easy to do. So, Jose, 37 divided by 4. You know what? I posted a question that you asked the other day. I don't know if you saw that, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do. You know what? All these questions you're posting, I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna make them out of posts just for you. Okay. And after saying that, I gotta make sure I keep track of it all. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep track. I gotta keep track. I feel so special. 7 divided by 4. Okay. Yeah, I did one. I did this one. And I was like, this is for Jose, but I didn't say it was for you. I just did it. And I did it. So, all right. So we know how to add the 6. It's the same thing as adding the 7. When we add the 7, I have the 1, I'm going to add 7. 5, 6, 7, I'm going to add the 7. What I'm going to do is I'm going to minus the 7. As I take away the 7, notice I am subtracting. And so now we're looking at the number pattern. When we look at the number pattern, me too. Okay, we'll do that too. 46, I will have to, nope, we got it. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to write it down. That's a lot of posts, man. 48 divided by... No, you know, we don't do this one. You have to give me a bigger number. You're literally my favorite cat. You know what, Abacus? We don't do small numbers. So okay. So when we do multiplication division, we actually go all the way. We have to know our math facts from 9 times 9. We need to know everything up to 9 times 9. After that, the sky's the limit. But the first thing we need to do is we need to understand how to add and subtract. So that's what we're going to do. So the biggest question is, what happens when there's not enough B? Okay, hear me. Okay. Hiya. 0 divided by 1.5. All right, let's see how we go. But first, we're going to do some adding. We got to do adding. Now, why? The question is what happens when there's not enough? I want to add 4. I'm going to add another 4. Well, this is where another book comes into play. Guess what? I have another book. Whoop, whoop. All right. Why do we do this? Because we need to understand that we don't have enough beads. In the world of mainstream math, we are teaching children these things. What are we teaching the children? We're teaching children this. This is what we're teaching. All right. So, I'm sorry. I started something I can. Can you teach me fundamental theorem calculus? No, I'm sorry, Daniel. That's above my pay grade. I only know arithmetic. It's 2 a.m. It's going to be the coolest thing if you get it right. I started something I can't control. It's too hard to, yeah, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand this is a concept that we're being, right? You guys are crazy at like really late. This is hello, Audrey, welcome. There's like 100 people in my room if you wanted to join. All right. So what's going to happen is in school we're teaching this. All right. We're teaching children this. Yes, I need to go to bed. It's so late. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, Gabby. Let me know. You know what? I'm going to do it later. Yes, yes. Okay. I'll see you in my next live. Not a problem. So we're teaching this in the school. Now, why are we doing this in school? This is great. This is fantastic. This is one of the pillars that we are doing. This is one of the pillars that the Abacus uses. Now, what does that mean? Well, when we have our question, 4, 3 plus 4, right? I love watching your lives. I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you in the next live, Gabby. Thank you. Who got ox? I don't know what that means. The rule is when someone says, how late do we say? We have to say midnight mathers. I'm going to cry. This is way too difficult. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh, all right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that this is 3, right? We know how to add 3. We know how to add 3. Now the question is we're going to add the 4. Well, we don't have any more beads to add the 4. If we don't have enough beads to add the 4, what are we going to do? We have this concept that the kids are learning. This concept is how to make a 5. Why are we going to learn how to make a 5? Because we're going to understand how to utilize this top bead. Because we have this top bead, we're going to actually utilize it. To utilize it, we're going to start using this thing called the Abacus formula. Now, if you notice, this is the thing that we're teaching the children. Now, what we need to do is we need to isolate the variable. What is the variable we're going to isolate? We're going to isolate this variable. Why? Because we're going to add the 4. When we add the 4, can you restart? Woo! Hold on. Let me just finish my thought and then we will restart. Let me just finish my thought and then we will restart. So, if you notice we have 4 plus 5, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Now what we need to do is we need to isolate the variable. Because we isolated the variable, right, it looks very familiar like algebra. X plus 1 is equal to 5. Now notice when I want to isolate this variable, I want to isolate the 4, I need to have 4 is equal to 5. Remember, this is not balanced. To balance the equation, I want to minus the 1. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is I just now got directions on how to use the abacus. So I have 3. My question starts with 3. My question starts with 3. Now I want to add the 4. Because I cannot add any more beads to the 4, I want to do is I want to utilize the 5. I have plus the 5 and take away the 1. So my final answer is, Midnight Mathers, my final answer is 7. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're utilizing this concept. We're not memorizing doubles. What we're memorizing is formulas. We're memorizing concepts that we can utilize and becomes versatile. So one more thing before I go, Jetta, but one more thing before we start to do from the beginning. We have 4, right? Again, the question is 4. When I add a 4, right? Notice I don't have any more beats to add the 4. What do? I have this concept that we can utilize again. So what happens is I want to add the 5. I'm going to add the 5 and I'm going to take away the 1. When I take away the 1, my final answer is 8. Does that make sense? So now we can restart because I'm done with that thought. So how do we count on the abacus? Nobody cares. I don't know if nobody cares is here. Nobody cares. Are you still here? Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is when we read the abacus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Dons. Thank you so much for sharing the live. So we have 4. The top bead is what counts it. We have 4. This is the top bead. This is a horizontal bar that counts these. I'm sorry. The 4 beads that are touching the horizontal bar is being counted. Because they're being counted, this is what 4 looks like. You don't understand that this is 4? Kitty cat? So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. This is 4. How do I know? Well, I look. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 4. Just as we have other things, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah. So this is 4, right? Just like we have 4 items, We have 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have 4, we have a value of 5. The top bead will always be 5. I just wanted Midnight Auntie to teach me the abacus. Stop talking. So we have the value of 5 up here, right? If we look at the value of 5, and then we can do 6. Because we have 6, now we have 7. Because we have 7, now we have 8. Does that make sense? So when we're looking at it, it looks very familiar how we write, how we read the abacus. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we have 9, now we have 10. Harder, different ways to use a color. For the example, green can only be 1 and 6. Exactly. Well, 1 and 6 only because you're adding the 5, right? So when you look, you're adding the 5. If you add the 5, then you get 6. So the question is if I have 2 and I want to add the 5, now I have 7. Yes, Slushy, the 5 is the top bead. So when I have 2, I want to add the 5. Now we have 7. If I have 3, I want to add the 5. Now we have 8. If I have 4 and I want to add the 5, right? This is the 5. This is the top bead. Now I have 9. How do I read mine if I have one that has 27 rows? I don't have this one. The sky is falling. Okay, the sky is falling. You have, I'm assuming you have one that has 10 beads. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you have something that looks like this? Sky is falling. Do you have something like this? Let me know. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have something like this? Sky is falling. 10 beads across. Yeah. That's another abacus. Okay. With yours, what I would do is I would do some modification. I don't know if you guys ever seen Mater and Tokyo Drift. So what I would do is I would tape 5 of the I would tape 5 of the 5 beads together. I tape the 5 beads together and I would use it like this. So what's going to happen is you can use it and you would modify it so that it would look like one of these. Does that make sense? Sky is falling. So what's going to happen is I would do it for all of them. I would tape this and I tape that. Does that make sense? So when we're looking at it, right? Does that make sense? Sky is falling. Okay, Slushy, hold on just a minute. I don't know if Sky is Falling still here across the 10 beads. Are you still here? Okay, good. I'm not sure. Mine doesn't have 10. Really? Sorry, I just joined. Do you not count 1 from left to right, or how does it know? How do I know? I just tuned in. I'm just getting right. Okay. So I'm not sure. Sky is Falling. You're not sure if you have 10? Huh. I think that I lost everyone. Yeah, I think so. It looks like it's 27 rows. Oh, okay. So yours is just 27 rows. So it just looks like this? Does it look like this? Does it just look like this? Then it works exactly the same. Oh, yeah. Psh. Then it works exactly the same because this one's 23 columns and it's the same thing. So when I look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same. I choose this middle bead right here. Oh, my brain just exploded. So what happens is it's exactly the same. It just depends on where the beads are. Thank you, Jose, for that. So what's going to happen is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when I do 5, bring this down, so now it's 0, and then I have 5. 5 will be always the top bead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. Why do you start in the middle? The reason why is because I have this dot indicator, and you will have it too. I'm assuming you have it, or you have one that's a color. Sometimes the bead is a different color, or sometimes you have a dot. This dot is my ones indicator. So when I look at it, this is my ones indicator. And now we have our place values. Thank you, Jada. So, Jada, huh? So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s, and then we have 100,000s and then millions. So this is just exactly the same. It's just longer. That's all. Yeah. Okay, great. So Jose says 1 plus 2. When we do 1, we do 1. And then we plus 2, we add 2, we add these 2 beads. We're just going to do that. But notice my bar, my distance to the bar is very small. It's very limited. But that is the way the abacus is. This is a very standard way. Is this used for multiplication? Yes, KZ, we can do multiplication. We can do multiplication on this. However, What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to do adding and subtracting first, right? Because the first thing we need to do is understand how to add and subtract, and then we can go into multiplication depending on how we go. So does that make sense? Now, people complain that it's such a small thing and it moves very quickly. Yes, you have to hold your abacus, okay? You have to hold your abacus so then your numbers and your beads don't go anywhere. Does that make sense? And some of the complaints are like, well, the beads are small. No, the beads are not small. You just don't manhandle it. Don't just be like doing this, right? It's a delicate thing. Notice that there's a ridge, and what you're going to do is you're going to only touch the ridge. You're only going to touch the edge of the abacus. You're not going to be like this, right? You're going to be very delicate, and you're going to go to the top of the ridge of the bead and move it. That's all you're going to do. So yes, we can divide. Bet that's next, Auntie. So the first thing we're going to do is we're still going to understand how to make the 5. So I have to touch the tip. Yes, yes, yes. It's not like this though, right? It's not like this. It's touch the edges. Touch the edge. I like this product. All right. Yeah, it's not a squid. Don't do the squid thing. All right. We don't want to do squids. We want to we want to touch the edge. All right. All right. You're keeping me so entertained. Yes, but we got to keep it clean. Keep it clean. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is understand. Okay, so do we understand how to add the 5? How do we add the 5? Do we understand how do we do this? Do we know why we're doing it? Because we know, if we know how to do it, we know how to subtract. So notice when I add the 5 and when I add the 4, I know how to add the 5. There's pandas here. Oh, there's pandas. See? So when we do it, we're going to understand, I want to do the minus 4. When I minus the 4, what's going to happen? I need to, why am I going to do this? It's I have 8 minus 4. Notice when I have 8 minus 4, I want to take away the 4. I don't have any more beads to minus the 4. So what's going to happen? I got to isolate the variable. When I isolate this variable, I move the 1 to the other side. I need to add the 1 to the other side. So what's going to happen is I minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5. But that's too much. So what's going to happen is I need to plus the 1. Now what do we do? This is directions. I'm going to minus the 5. I'm going to add the 1. So my final answer is 4. We all right? Make sense? So when we look, now we built a concept. We built the compound. Thank you so much. Yes, the answer is 4. So what we did is we built upon the concept and compounded our math knowledge, right? So almost got lost there. But this is very similar to how we added the 4. So notice when we add the 4, we have to do this, plus the 5 minus the 1. This is a number pattern that we're going to see. When we add the 4, we're going to plus the 5 minus the 1. So then what's going to happen is we're going to minus the 8. When we minus the 4, it's minus the 5 plus the 1. So do you see that there's a number pattern there? And it looks very interesting because this is on the abacus and you'd see plus the 5 or plus the 4 or minus the 4. Plus the 4 or minus the 4. Abacus mathematics. Yes, thank you. Mass. Thank you so much. So does that make sense? Like something. Okay. So what's going to happen is what? We can do the same thing for the 3. When we have 3, or let's do 4. We do 4 plus the 3. Plus the 3, if we know, is what? Plus the 5 minus the 2. Do you see how there's a number pattern? If I take away the 3 or if I add the 3. If I take away the 3, I add the 3. Made it simple. Yeah. So what we did is we understand this concept right here. Okay, Moni. What does the dot mean? Oh, the dot means is my ones indicator. So when I look, this is my ones place. That's all that means. So my dot just tells me that this is ones. I choose this one, then I move everything over. Oh, sorry. I move everything over and this will be my ones. So my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. But I can't do anything 100 here. Red is subtracting. Blue is adding. No, actually. Monty? No. Subtracting is when you go away from the bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to add to the bar, we're going to go to the horizontal bar. When we go to the horizontal bar, this is 1. Now we go to the horizontal bar, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Notice I'm adding it, right? This is now being counted, because when it touches, when the beads are touching the horizontal bar, now there's being counted. So what's going to happen is when I want to do 5, notice I'm going to move this down. I now subtract, and I'm going to move the top bead down. Now we touch the horizontal bar. This is the reckoning bar. With the reckoning bar, it tells us that it's being counted. This will be 5 because this is 5, and then we have 1, right? We can see that. So 1, all blue beads are 1. Yes. If it touches the bar, it's counted. Correct. Correct. So what's going to happen is if I have 1 and I want to add the 5, now I have 6. Remember we had 2. This was 2. And then what's going to happen when I add the 5, now I have 7. So what's going to happen is when I have 3, notice I do 3, right? I do 3. Not 1, 2, 3, but I do 3. Because I do 3 and I add the 5, now I have 8. The color code is a visual aid, not at all the Abacus colors. Yes. I got baby. Whoa! Thank you for my new obsession. Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic, McFing. Could you hypothetically shift the dot and go to the hundreds? Yes, exactly. So even if I had this one over here, right? If I really wanted to, I can have my ones over here. I can have my ones over here. So I just have the 1 and then have all these decimals. Yes, you can. Sorry. No, don't be sorry. This is great. I'm okay with doing a review. Thank you for letting me know. Because if you don't tell me that you don't know, then I don't know you don't know. But no, I appreciate it. Thank you for the explanation. Yeah, not a problem. All good. We're all came back in a bit of a shock. Yeah, yep. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit for people to actually understand what's going on. So I'm very happy that you have questions, because if you don't have questions, somebody else has a question, right? Right? So, but what I'm saying is with the decimal, you could choose this one and then you have all these as our decimals. So it'd be like what? Tens, hundred thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths, right? Does that make sense? Yes, Carla, we can do multiplication. We can do multiplication on this. I guess we would be moving to multiplication. Nobody cares for adding and subtracting and divide. Yes, you can. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Ariana. Oh, nobody cares for adding. I love adding. Okay. Okay, so again, we're going to review again. The reason why I'm using this one is not because it's anything different. The only thing that's different is that there's more columns. Because there's more columns, right, we have more chances. We just have bigger numbers because numbers, bigger the number, the size matters. Okay, so adding, subtracting is easy, but please, multiplication in a nutshell. You guys. No, there's beauty into adding and subtracting. What about adding more than 10 or more than... Yes. So thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. When we do more than 10, right? What's going to happen is we need to understand how to add a 10. What does that mean? We know how to make a 5. Now we're going to learn how to make a 10. So that's one of the things that we need to understand is how do we make a 10? We understand in the mainstream school, they teach the children how to make a 10. In Abacus, we can do it too. If they can do it, we can do it. Okay, so what is we going to do? We're going to do the easiest number and the one that has the most. It is going to be 9. Why? Because 9 is easy. 9 is easy. Why? Oh, there we go. We're going to do 4. Now, when we add the 9, you will notice there's not enough beads to add the 4. We cannot beat Bob the Builder. My guess goes into next column somehow. Yes, you're absolutely right, Casey. So what's going to happen is I don't have enough beads to add the 9. But wait! This concept is very similar. What we're doing is now we're compounding the information that we knew from before. We're going to isolate this variable. We're going to move this over here. What? Oh my goodness. So we have 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. What does that mean? Notice, remember when I first started counting, I go 9 and then this is 10? Notice this is 1 and a 0. 1, 0, 0, 1. So what's going to happen is if I have 4, I'm going to plus the 10. Plus the 10 means 1 and a 0. 1, 0. So I'm going to add the 1 here. I'm going to add the 10, and here it says minus the 1. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is 13. And what did I do? I did a carrying on. I did a carrying on, a borrowing, regrouping, grouping, and trading, all in one. There's too many, there's too many terminologies for that. So let's start. Yeah, thank you. You took the red pill. Welcome to the real world. So what's going to happen is let's do it again. Let's do it again and see. So what we did is what we did in school is we did what is a carry on, right? When we carry on, I took the red pill. Yeah. When we carrying on, we carry the 1. That's what we're doing with the 10. So we have 3, we add the 3. We want to add the 10. When I add the 10, I want to plus the 10 minus the 1. You took the red abacus. Right. So I want to plus the 10. 1 and a 0. 1, 0. That's 10, right? 1, 0 is 10. So I'm going to add the 1 here. I'm going to take away the 1 here. So my final answer is 12. So this is what we're doing. When we are doing this, we're understanding how to utilize this concept. Oh, hello, Audrey. Welcome to Midnight Math. Yes, thank you, Jose. So the answer is 12. So when we look, all of these numbers that we have can all be done. We can do 2 is plus the 10 minus the 8, or 8 is plus the 10 minus the 2. So when we look, I have 9 and I want to add the 8. What do? I plus the 10, and what do? I take away the 2, and I take away the 2. So my final answer is 17. Okay? So yes. Cassandra, did that make sense? What we just did is we just did carrying the 1. We carried the 1. So when we carry the 1, that's what we got. Is there any questions? Yeah? Are we okay? So the new people coming in, please put in the chat number 1 if you're brand new and you don't know how to read the abacus, or even know how to say this thing. What is this thing? This is called an abacus. I see what you did there. Whoop! Whoop! Number 2. I'm so hyped. Jose! You're not funny. You guys are so funny. Okay, so nobody have any questions? Oh, hey, Babble, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna move forward. If you're a 1, so how do you do? Oh, see, Cassandra, see, this is what I like. This is good question. Good questions. Now let's see what happens. I want to add the 7. When I add the 7, we have this number, right? So what's going to happen is we have 6. Could you hypothetically go into square root? Yes, you can. You can do square roots. You know what it is? Square roots is what happens in your head. You just use the abacus to help you track the numbers. That's all it is. 6 plus 7. So I have 6, and I want to add the 7. When I add the 7, what's going to happen? I need to plus the 10, right? I need to plus the 10 minus the 3. 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plus the 10, I'm going to take away the 3. Plus the 10, 1, 0, plus the 10. Take away the 3. What? So what Cassandra just gave us was a 2-step question. Why is it a 2-step question? Because now we need to minus the 3. How do we minus the 3? Who remembers how to minus the tree? The tree. How do we minus the 3? We know how to minus the 3. To minus the 3, what do? We gotta find not the 10. It is... I'm just gonna write it. Minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. So this is why it's keen on, you need to really memorize. Yes, thank you, Cassandra. You're going to really need to memorize the formulas. And this is one of the formulas that you need to memorize. So minus the 5, and then we plus the 2. That's what we did. So this is why this is a 2-step equation. Hey, Gabe. I need to find my, oh, there it is. So what we did is we understood this concept of how to add the 5 and take away the 5. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jose. So does that make sense, Cassandra? So what we did is we did a two-step question. This two-step question is what solidifies everything that we do. There's a lot of two-step questions. It's just a lot about solidifying what we have. Okay, Jose. Okay. Okay, so let's do a bigger number because this is too small. This is too easy. Whatever. Okay, let's do the first one. What's the first one? It's 14 and then 3, 7. We could do that one and then we could do the other one. 9 and then 13. Okay, these are really good. So let's do this one first. Let's do this one first. So we're going to clear it. When we clear it, we do 9. We do 9 and then what are we going to do? We're going to do 1 and 3. We're going to add the 1 first. The reason why is because when we read the abacus, we go from left to right. We're going to add the 1 first. So we add the 1. We're done with this. Now I need to add the 3. When we add the 3, what are we going to do? Can we add the 5? No, because the 5 is already being used. What do? We need to add the 3. To add the 3, we know this. We know how to add the 3. To add the 3 is what? Plus 3 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 7. So I'm going to plus the 10, I'm going to take away the 7. So my final answer is 22. Does that make sense? So now let's do the next one. The next one is 14. So I have 14, I have 1, I have 4. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to do 1, right? We're adding. I'm going to add 3. Do I have enough to add 3? Yes, I do. Bob the Builder, thank you so much. And then I need to add the 7. Is there enough to add the 7? No, there's not enough to add the 7. What do? Add the 7 is plus the 10 minus the 3. So I'm going to write 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 3. Now, there's a way to do this. That's why I'm having trouble with plus the 10 minus the 7. Take the 10 minus, yes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to rewrite it. I'm going to say minus the 3 plus the 10. I'm going to do that first. Is there a list of other equations? What is the list of other equations for? This is the concepts that the kids are learning. That's what that means. So these are the concepts that the kids are learning. And what we did is we manipulated it so we can make it and use it on the abacus. So I'm going to take away the 3 first. I'm going to take away the 3, so I take away the 3. Now what do? I have to plus the 10. Remember, plus the 10 is 1 and a 0. 1 and a 0. So add, it uses the, yes. So abacus uses 10s to add and subtract. And the 5. So the abacus uses the 5 as well. So knowing how to use the 5 and knowing how to use the 10, that's all addition and subtraction you need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 1. We can't add the 1 here. Why are we trying to add the 1? Remember, it's a 10. 1 and a 0. We need to add 1 and 0. We cannot add the 1. What are we going to do? We need to add the 1. What do? We need to add the 1. Maybe this is better. My little flippy thingies. Right? We want to add the 1. Right. When we add the 1, what are we going to do? Plus the 5 minus the 4. So if you line it up, I want to add the 5. I'm going to take away the 4. So my final answer is 151. So what did I just do? 151. This turned into a two-step equation. So as long as you understand how to do two-step equations, and you're golden. Notice if I add the 5 and I add the 2 minus the 2, this is everything. I'm missing one more. This is everything about how to add and subtract. If you know how to add, if you know how to make a 10 and you know how to make a 5, then you know how to add and subtract all the numbers in the world. All the numbers in the world. Cool? Mind blown. Okay, good. So it made sense. This is so wholesome. Yes. Okay, good, Slushy. It makes sense, right? There's a lot of... So with these little flippy thingies, this is just to help understand. So when we look, we have the 4 and then we have the 10. right? Minus the 4 and then 10. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is that's what we did. That's what it is. And now we can talk about multiplication and division. So again, just so you know that this is my tens. If you notice, I wanted to plus the 4. Plus the 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. Or I could do plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 2, right? Or we could do this one. Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. Or this one is minus the 4 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 6. So this is making the tens, right? These are all the equations to make a 10. And then this is all the equations to make the 5. So once we know how to all of this, then once we do all of this, we know this backwards and forwards, then you can do all of the... Are you going to do be on again? Yes, I will be on again tomorrow. Thank you, Devin. Yes, I will be on. I am always on. Okay. Jose, we got to get a bigger number. Okay, thank you, Don. Yeah, see, so this is where it's kind of nice because now you see that there is more to it. It actually does get complicated. It can get complicated if you're not strong in it, right? So the first number is 100. I'm going to add 100. 1001 when I have my 1 here, right? All right. So then after that, I'm going to do minus 47. I'm going to take away 4. I'm going to take away 7. Ah, here it is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take away the 4. Okay? Now, how do I know? I have my 1s, my 10s, my 100s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take away 4 here. When I take away 4, is there enough beats to take away the 4? No, there isn't. So what do? Can I take away the 5? No, I cannot take away the 5 because the 5 is already taken away. So what else can I do? I cannot add the 5. I'm not adding the 5 because I need a minus, right? I need to borrow from the 10. So in Abacus world, we don't say borrow. In Abacus world, we just say minus the 10 plus the 6. Or we rewrite it, plus the 6 equals minus the 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the 6, right? And then what do? We minus the 10, right? Minus the 10 is what? 0, 1. Take away 0, take away 1. So I'm going to take away 1. So then what do? I go here. I'm here now. I'm at the 7. Can I take away 7? No, I can't. It's not that hard to subtract in your head. That's if you know how to do it. But thank you, Brady. Don't hate midnight math. Thank you so much, Dawn. So now my question is, can I take away the 7? If I cannot take away the 7, what do? I know how to take away the 7. I know minus 7 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 3. So I'm going to minus the 10. When I minus the 10, I add the 3. I'm going to add the 3. I'm going to take away the 10. When I take away the 10, what do? Minus 0, minus 1. Minus 0, minus 1. Take away the 1. So what's going to happen is my answer is 53. Thank you. Guys, I've been dubbed as Dawn. Right? I don't know. Oh my God. Can I help you, Ahmad? I don't even know what that means. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa, for the rose. Thank you, Melissa, for the rose. Oh, Dawson. I don't... Sorry. Thank you, Dawson. Is there a tool for percentages? Yeah, your brain. When we do percentages, what is a percentage? So one of the questions was like 12% of 64, right? Well, what is 12% of 64? Well, to do this, right, what does that mean? That means it's this, right? And then we're going to have to, equals 64. And we have to find this x. So what do? We have to multiply 64 to 12. You're fine. Don't even worry about it. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the Z. That's what it was. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with there. So yeah, does that make sense, Casey, for the tool for percentages? So really is to understand what you're trying to do with the percentages. When you look at it, 100% is 64. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 64 to 12. That's what we would do. So when we do it, let's do it. 64 times 0.2, right? So now what do? When we do 12 times that by 64, right? 64. What are we going to do? When we do is we need to figure out our starting point. To figure out our starting point, it's 2. How do we know? We're guessing, right? So we're going to be here. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do 6 times 1. 6 times 1 is equal to 6. 6 is a single digit. I go back one column. Boo, 6. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. I had 1, I had 2. All right. So I'm done with the 6, so I start here. 4 times 1 is equal to 4. 4 is a single digit. I add 4. How do I add 4? Plus the 5 minus the 1. And then what? 4 times 2 is 8, so I add 8. So my final answer is 12% of 64 is 8%? No, 7%. 7.68. Does that make sense? So when you do percentages, it's really about how do you do percentages? That's what that means. Yeah? Cool. So when we talk about it, so this is a little bit more multiplication. So after multiplication, we could do some more. Now the reason why did you decide to put the placement value in the results? The reason why is because I decided to use this as the ones. And when I look at it, when we do multiplication, right? When we do multiplication, let's say 43 times that by 37. When we do multiplication, we need to find our starting point. When we find our starting point, all we have to do is count our digits, because then we know roughly how or where we're going to put. Because in Abacus world, we always go from left to right. So we go from left to right. This is 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason why in new math, I know what they do is they do 40 times 30, right? And then they write it out. 100, 0. So there's 2 zeros there. But in Abacus world, we don't need to. We just need to do 4 times 3. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. I add my 1, I add my 2. Notice I don't need to worry about the zeros. The Abacus does it for me. Thank you, Casey. So what's going to happen is I do my next one. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. 9 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add my 9. Does that make sense, Cassandra? So the reason why when we do our decimal places, so then in new math, they do 3 times 30 is equal to 90. And then they add everything. But see, the difference in the new math is that they write it out. But in Abacus world, we don't need to. In Abacus world, that's what the Abacus does for us already. So we're already done with the 3. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do 7 times 4. But the first thing we need to do is understand how many digits do we have left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 7 times 4 is equal to 28. I add 2, I add 8. I'm going to add 8. When I add 8, what do? I need to do 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 2. Plus the 10, cannot plus the 10. What do? Plus the 10, plus 1 is equal to plus the 5 minus 4. Plus the 5 minus 4, and then take away the 2. Then what do? 7 times 3 is equal to 21. Add my 2, add my 1. So my final answer is, the zeros are already there for you. Yes, exactly, exactly. So that's why we count the amount of digits we have in our question, because that will help answer the question. So my final answer is 1, 5, 4, 1. And that's the difference between writing it out and putting it on the abacus. Thank you. Okay, good. Casey, I wasn't sure if that was the right answer. But thank you, I appreciate that. Does that make sense? So, but again, we did this. This is adding and subtracting that we needed to know. thank you, Slushy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, good. Right? But see, everybody doesn't want to do adding and subtracting, but you need to know adding and subtracting before we go into multiplication. Right? Because we still add our products. We still add what we need to do. We still add this, right? But the abacus does it for us. We don't need to exert extra brain power to figure out what's going on. You do. I appreciate this. No, I thank you. I appreciate all of you guys that are here and just enjoying live and being PC about it. You make it so easy. It's simple and easy to understand. It is very easy. But see, the thing is you got to go through the problem. You got to go through the steps, and it's all about practicing. So when I did this, I know it, right? Like I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I know this. It'll take you a little bit to understand it. We're all smarties, yeah, right? You guys, you guys are willing to learn math in the middle of the night. I'm just saying, you're voluntarily here. That's amazing in itself. And there's more people coming in, and I'm like, I don't know where all these people are coming from, but this is fantastic. But that's what we do in abacus world. What we do is we use the abacus to give us heavy lifting. We actually in our brain do the calculations. We just move the beads. This is more fun than calculus. Fun is one subject I struggle with. Oh, Slushy. Word, I wasn't expecting a lesson, right? Somebody said in 2025 my bucket list was not learning the abacus, but here we are. Do you do complex math? I'm going into Calc 2 class over the summer and I'm not confident. I am sorry, gym lover. That's above my pay grade. I do, you know what, Audrey, I know a person that does algebra. She might know a person that does calculus, but I'm not sure. I love geometry. What's an abacus? An abacus. This is an abacus. This is a counting tool, and this counting tool is what they call a math manipulative. And what we do is we just learn how to count, and we move the beads. So what we can do is we can learn how to read the beads. 1, 2, that's 2. This is 2. As the beads touch the horizontal bar, this is now 2. We have 3, we have 4. After 4, we have 5. The top bead has a value of 5. When we have 6, 7, 8, 9. What age would you recommend this for? Honestly, from all my lives, it actually doesn't matter. I was thinking it would be like young kids, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there's a lot of adults that are really interested in this. And so it's actually whoever is open to learning something new. Did that make sense, Slushy? So it's not like get you one. Yeah. So does that make sense? So I know there's a few people that actually got the abacus because they've seen my live, and so because they see my lives, they're really interested. And what it is, it's like doing Sudoku or doing word searches or crossword puzzles. Abacus also helps to do the brain gymnastics. So it's not just for calculating, but it's also to keep your mind active, if that makes sense. Yes, my question would be like introduce it to someone. Yeah, well, that's why I made a book. That's why I made the book that was more preschool, because I wanted to get to the younger kids. I wanted to get to the young kids. In the abacus world, we actually bypassed ages 3 and 4, and we wanted to make sure that they knew their numbers. But I'm like, why are we discriminating? We shouldn't discriminate. So what I did is I made worksheets specific to preschoolers, and I make a lot of worksheets that are very abacus specific. What if the blue bead and the green bead are horizontal from the rest? So if the blue, that is 6. So that is 6. 7, that's pretty cool. 32 and ordering one after this. Kristen, that's cool. Yeah. So, O wave, Rafa. When we do 6, this is 6. So when we do it, this is 1 and this is 2. When we add the 5, right, now we have 7. 5, 6, 7. When we have 3 and we add the 5, now we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. How high does the numbers work out? Thank you, Casey. This is 9. How high the numbers? It's as big as your abacus. So if I do this, this is all 9. If I do my 13 column one, right? And this is my ones. These are all 9s, right? This is like 9,999,000,000 6,999,999,999. So, so it just depends on how big your number is. So is the blue exclusively a 5? Yes. The top bead actually is exclusively 5. The top bead is exclusively 5. So these are all 5s. So when the top bead touches the horizontal bar, when the top bead touches the reckoning bar, this is now counted 5. No, thank you. Thank you for your question. So it makes sense, right? But when we count, right, what do we look? We have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9 is 10. If you notice, 10 looks like 1, but it just is in a different column. So because it's in a different column, it just happens to be, oh, here it is, a place value. So when we have our ones, this is why I start here in the dot. So when I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. So next to the decimal, I'm back you all, Jose. Next to the decimal. So the decimal would be here. The decimal sits between, right? I completely understand now. I'm no longer lost. Oh, good. Oh, good. Welcome back. Welcome back, Jose. So is there custom categorized? Are there custom categorized? Well, yeah, you can choose any one of these to customize your place values. So if I choose this to be my ones, I just have to move everything over and just realize that this is my ones. If I choose this to be my ones, I have to move everything over and then this would be my ones. Does that make sense? So really it doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter which one you choose. It just matters just to choose one. Does that make sense? Wave or wavy. Does that make sense, or wavy? So when you ask about categorization, that's what that means. So every dot indicator, it can be any one's indicator. Pick a dot, any dot. Yes. Pick a Pokemon, any Pokemon, and it will help you. So maybe it should be a polka dot. No? Dot-amon. Dot-amon. No, I don't know. Okay, that makes sense? Okay, good. So, Adriana, what we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, everything that touches this horizontal bar will be counted. When we count 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm sorry, I should say that nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 is, yeah, Dotmon. Okay, Jose. Okay, I'm going to write it down. 5, 5, 2 times that by 3. Adriana, does that make sense? Do we understand how 4 looks like? Does this make sense? Adriana, if you're here, please comment. If you're not, I'm going to move to this easy multiplication question. Ooh, smack. No. Okay. I'm here. I know, Jose. I'm very lost. So you don't understand that this is 4? So when we look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4, does that make sense? I love that you're using the Mr. Sketch pens. Oh yeah, I like it because it has good fragrance. So, Adriana, do you remember? Do you see it? Okay, good. So this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 because it's touching this horizontal bar. This is 0. Nothing is touching the horizontal bar. So what's going to happen is if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, what happens to 5? 5 will always be the top bead. I thought those were scented. Yes, they are very scented. This one is, I think, apple. Oh yeah, this one's apple. So Adriana, this is 5, right? All these beads touching the horizontal bar, these are all 5, but I don't want all 5. I just want this one to be 5. See how the positioning of the beads matter. So when I have 5, I now have 6. After 6, I have 7. How do I know? 5, 6, 7. So now we can count and we can add. When we add the 2, when we have 3, 1, 2, 3, I want to add the 5, now I have 8. So not touching is not counting. Correct. Correct. Exactly. So if I want to do 4 and I want to add the 5, together is 9. You are absolutely right. You are correct. Does that make sense? So then what's after 9? After 9 is 10. Oh, wait, that looks very familiar, right? Because we have 1, but no, it's actually 1 and 0, 10. So we have, the next column is the tens and then the hundreds, exactly. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000s. So when you look, we have a decimal here. The decimal does not sit on a place value. It sits between the two. So we have our ones, our tenths, and our hundredths. I hate that word. But that's what that means. Okay, good. Right? And so what we were doing is we were doing some multiplication. So the first thing we're going to do here is understand how to do multiplication. Now what's going to happen is we need to count the digits to know where we're going to put our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I count, I'm going to count from this dot. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So my question that I'm going to start with is outside first. It's going to be left. So when I do it, it's 3 times 5 is equal to 15. I add my 1, I add my 5. I go here, I do it again, right? 1 and 5. And then I go here. 2, 3, and 2 is equal to 6. 6 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add 6. So my final answer is 1,656. Bam! If that was too fast, let me know. I could redo it again. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. I knew you'd get it. Yeah, see? See? Replay. Okay. Let me redo that. So, when we look at it, the question is 5, 5, 2 times that by 3. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand where are we going to put our answer. We count the digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have our digits and we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to use my ones place. I'm going to use my ones place as ones. So when I count it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I here? The reason why I'm here is because I'm going to start putting my answers. This is where I put my answers. So what's going to happen is I always go from left to right. We say 552. We don't say 250, 500, right? We say 552. I know in old math you do the ones first, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do Abacus way. The Abacus way is 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is equal to 15. I add 1, I add 5. So notice why, now notice if you notice, this is why I stress on how to read the abacus. Because if you don't know how to read the abacus, then this gets very confusing really quickly. The next question I have is 5 times 3. Again, I have 5 times 3 is equal to 15. I add 1, I add 5. And then what do? What's my next question that I'm going to do? Put it in the chat, next question I'm going to use. Yes. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. That's correct. 6. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So 6 is a single digit. You know how we tell time? It's 11:06. Or if we do, I don't know, time. Time is the only one I can. So when we do it, we want to make our 6 to be 2 digits. When we make our 6 2 digits, we know that this will be 0, and our 6 is going to be here. So we're going to add the 6. So my final answer, I don't know, my final answer is 1,656. That's how that worked. Does that make sense now? I know I speak fast, so it's good that you guys ask questions. Yeah, there is no, oh my, I don't know those acronyms. Why am I so slow? That's clear. No. What? Why are you slow? Did you just come in? I've been on for like an hour and a half. Thank you for being so thorough. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I didn't know you were... Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. E. Oh, wavy. Yes, E. Are you okay? You all right? Thank you. Welcome to the real world. The real world is really easy. Math is really... Abacus, addition with the abacus is really easy. Okay. E, what are we doing? I don't get it. Oh, you get it? Then I don't. Old math goodbye. Yeah, you know what? New math goodbye. New Math is following Abacus, but on paper. I'm really upset with this. I'm really upset. Okay. E. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. And then we're going to do the multiplication question. 31 times 7. I'm going to write it down before I forget. 31 times 7. All right. E. The first thing we're going to do is understand how to read the abacus. We're going to read it. 1, 2. Yeah, KZ, not a problem. Not a problem. Let me know if you have any questions. 2, E, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, make sense? Anytime that it touches the horizontal bar is being counted. Because it's being counted, this is 4. None of these are being counted. This is what 0 is. Because these are zeros, these are not being counted. So when we look, this is 4. Now we have 5. Because this is 5, the top bead will always be 5. Because the top bead is 5, now we can add 1. Now we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, what's after 9 is 10. If we look, 10 looks very similar to 1, but just in a different column. So when we have our place value, we have our 1s, our 10s, our 100s, our 1000s, and our 10,000. E, does that make sense? So I'm not sure if you're still around. Okay, thank you guys for liking the live. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is count our digits. Okay, good, you're still here, E. Okay, good. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Hey, Scarface. Oh, yeah. Good. It's always good when you guys comment because then I know you guys are still awake. Ha! Because it's late. Whew. All right. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to count our digits. We have 1, 2, 3. The reason why we count our digit is so we know where to put our number, where to put our answer. So when I'm going to count, I'm going to use this as my ones place, right? Just like picking a Pokemon, a Dotmon. I don't know. Dotmon, I don't know if that would work well because I feel like I'm a Jamaican when I say Dotmon. That's how I feel. Anyways, 1, 2, 3. So what's going to happen is I go outside in. When I go left first, because I say 31, I don't say 130. I say 31. 31, yes, thank you. 7 times 3 is equal to 21. I add my 2, I add my 1. See, you guys know this now, right? So 7 times 1 is what? 7 times 1 is equal to 7. Is equal to 7. 7's a single digit. So I go back one column and I add the 7. I got like... Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the likes. I got the likes to 10,000. Whoop, whoop. So my final answer is 217. Yes, thank you, Adriana. Yes, my answer is 217. Scarface, does that make sense? E, are you okay? Oh, wavy. You all right? Jose? Yeah, KZ. Oh, you get it. Yeah, right? Right? Okay, good. Easy, right? Simple to use, easy to understand. Okay, on the 200, if you drop the blue, what does that mean? If I drop the blue, what does that look like? What does that look like? That would be 7, 1, 7. I don't know how it makes more sense to me than the last session you taught, Tony. Where can I get one? I sell it. Or you can go on Amazon. The blue counts as 5. Yes, the blue counts as 5. Yes, right? Makes sense, right? Awesome. Uh-oh. Right? Okay, cool. Okay, are we ready for division? I don't know. That one's a little bit more complicated one because I think you're going to do decimals. Okay, we can do decimals. All right. You must be... No, I'm actually not that good in math. I'm just saying, I'm not that good in math. I really enjoy Abacus. Chess? No. No, I think my kid's better in chess now. I get a little scary to, yeah. I don't do very many strategic things. Midnight Mathers. Okay. So, okay, we're going to do the other one. Lie. guys are so funny. All right. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit. Let's see how we do. Why? Why is it going to be? Because now we're going to get into some things called a dividend and a divisor, right? And it takes a little bit of understanding. And let's see how we do. I'm scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. We'll take it slow. So what's going to happen is we're going to do the same thing. Clear the abacus. Thank you. Thank you, Casey. We're going to clear the abacus, and what we're going to do is we're going to count our digits. We still need to count our digits, but multiplication, we added our digits. Now we need to subtract our digits. Notice that there's a balance. So with the balance, it's 2 digits, so 2 dividends, right? 2 dividends minus 1 divisor digit. 1 divisor digit is equal to 1. So I know my answer is going to be here somewhere. I'm going to use this one so I can have this area. The reason why I have this area is because I want to be able to put my dividend onto the abacus. So if you notice, I put a little label. My quotient is going to be here. This is the ones place. I'm going to put my dividend onto the abacus. I always have to be patient until we get to the division. Yes, and it also matters on my energy level. And since everybody's commenting, my energy level is pretty up there. So you're very lucky, Jose. Because usually it's that time. This is the time I start crashing. Okay, so dividend, I'm going to put my dividend here. I go 8. That's not 8. That's 8, right? 8 and 2. Okay, now we have 8 and 2 on our dividend. This is what we're doing, right? We're doing this. So my question now is we're going to start comparing. We're going to have a conversation. Yes, thank you. Pretty nice to have someone like, oh, thank you. 30. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation with our question. What does that mean? I'm going to say divisor is S, dividend is E. Okay, just so we can keep track. The reason why is because it gets a little bit. Jose decides to get one that has decimals. Now, how do I know? Because I could see it. My question is 8 and my divisor is 8 and my dividend is 8. They are the same, so what does that mean? I got to go to the next column, which is a 0 and a 2. So we have a 0 and a 2. Who is bigger? The E or the S? The dividend or the divisor? Who is bigger? The dividend or the divisor? Thank you so much for the rose. E. Yes, E. The 2 is bigger. Okay, here's the thing. If the dividend is bigger, you're going to skip one column. Skip one column. We're going to subtract one column. What does that mean? When we look at it, the question is this is the one column, but we skip this column. We're going to skip this column right here. We're going to go over here. This is where our answer is going to be. So my question is what times what? 8 times what is equal to 8. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do multiplication with the missing factor. I thought it was a trick question. No, I don't do trick questions when it comes to questions like this because I want it to be as obvious as possible. Thank you. 1. So I'm going to add the 1. My quotient is 1. I'm going to add the 1 here. And then I'm going to take away 8. I'm going to take away the 8. And there I'm done. I'm done? Am I done? No, I'm not done. The reason why I'm not done is because, hey, signed, welcome back. The reason why is because I still have a dividend. So now my question is what? Who is bigger? My divisor is 2. I'm sorry, is 8. My dividend is 2. Who is bigger? My 8 is bigger. Yes, my 8 is bigger. Because my 8 is bigger, right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. So because my 8 is bigger, what I'm going to do, I am now going to divide 8. 8 times what is equal to 2? No, I need to make it 2 digits. So because the 8's bigger, I need to make it 2 digits. It's a 0. So I'm going to make it a 0. So what times 2 is equal to 20 or less? Ah, no. It is 8 times 2. Thank you. Yes, 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So I put the 2 here, and I take away 16. Take away 1, take away 6, and I take away 6. How do I take away the 6? Minus the 10 plus the 4. Am I done? No, I still have a dividend. So I know, what do? 8 is my divisor. 4 is my dividend. See how it's still moving? So my 4 is my dividend. Who is bigger? My 8 is still bigger. Thank you. So if my 8 is still bigger, I know I'm going to do what? 8 times what is equal to 4? No, I need to do 4, 0. I'll stick with the multiplication for now. Add another one to the right. Exactly. So what times 8 is equal to 40 or less? Thank you, Adriana. Yes. I was hoping I wasn't late for Abacus. Hi, Eve. Yes, 5. So I'm going to put the 5 here, and I take away 40. Take away 4, take away 0. So what's my final answer? My final answer is 10.25. 10.25. That's what my answer is. Yes, that's what it is. 10.25. Does that make sense? That was a tri-K. Okay. Let me find a question. Let me find a question. How about that? Let me find a question. Let me find a question. How you taught the sword? It's magic. Okay, so yeah, but see, the thing is, it's a lot about it's a lot about moving the numbers. Whoa, it's a lot about moving the numbers, and when you understand how to move the numbers, then it will work itself out. So here's another question. Let's do this one. Let's see how this one goes. 6, and if you notice, we're doing long division. 4, 6, 2, and we're doing subtraction. So again, we have our divisor, right? We have our divisor, and we have our dividend. Because we have to take force for losing everyone. No, I don't think people were lost. I think people were more surprised that it was so easy. I don't think people were lost. I think it was really easy, right? 91. Thank you. Packard's card exchange. Yes, good. But let's see. Let's see how this works. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to understand that we're going to compare. We have our divisor and our dividend. Now what we need to do is we need to understand. You lost me, but you're getting me towards the end. Yeah. So what we're going to do again is we're going to figure out our numbers, right? We need to figure out where we're going to put our answer. So we have 3 dividends. When we have 3 dividends, take away 1. How do I know? Take away 1 because I have a 1 divisor. Because I do this, I have my answer will sit on the number 2. So it's going to be, I'm going to use this one over here. So notice my number will sit on the number 2 over here. 1, 2. Okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to compare. When I compare, now I'm here. When I compare, what am I comparing? I compare my 6 and my 5. Who is bigger? 6 or 5? 6 is bigger, yes. So if my 6 is bigger, my rule is, can I do 6 times what is equal to 5? Can I do that? No. Thank you, Eve. I need to add that extra number. Oh, sorry, I forgot. 5, 4, 6. So my 5, 4. I need to add my second digit. My second digit is 4. No, not 0. It's the 4. That's what this is. I need to add the second digit that's part of my question. So it's actually 54. Yeah. 6 times 9, right? 6 times 9 is equal to 54. I have my 9 here. I take away 50. I take away 4. Now what do? I compare 1 and we know. We know what 6 times 6 is, right? 6 times 6 is 1. So I have my 1 and I take away 6. My final answer is 91, just as Packard Card Exchange mentioned. 36, not 36, 91. No, not 6 times 6. What times 6? What times 6 is equal to 6? 1. Because we're taking away. We take away. Yeah. Yeah, no, not a problem. Oh. I don't see. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, 30, for all of the roses. 91. Yeah, so that's how we do it on the Abacus World. It's 91. Yeah, thank you. You're matching so I did it in my head pretty fast. Sorry, I tried another one. Oh. We'll do another one. We will do another one. All right. Let me see. Okay, we'll do this one. This one's easy. This one's a good one. This one's good because it's the numbers are easy. So we'll do this one. So 2 divided by 646. Okay. So again, what are we gonna do? 1, 2, 3, and then 1. So we know we're gonna go 2. We gotta go here. That's where our 2 is. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do 6, 4, 6. 6, 4, 6. Does that make sense? Are we okay with that? If that was too much, let me know. I can redo it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to compare 6. Let's see. S, E. I'm going to have my 6 is E. 2 is my divisor. Who is bigger? E is bigger. If my dividend is bigger, what do? Dividend's bigger. Why do you start with the 6 in the second place? The reason why is because when I count my digits, 3 digits take away 1 digit is 2. So I know my answer is going to start at 2. 1, 2. Because my answer is going to be here, I need to put my dividend on the abacus to help me track the numbers. The dividend on the abacus helps me track the quotient. So I do 6, 4, 6. So when I look at it, 2 times what is equal to 6? 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Take away 6. Now who's bigger? Wait, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh, sorry. It's gotta be this way. Over here. 1, 2. So then 6, 4, 6. Sorry, that was my bad. Because the abacus is a little bit small. So reset. Yeah. So when we look, 3 and then take away 6. And then what do we do? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do 2 or 4. 4 is bigger. Again, we got to skip one column. So we're here. The 4 is bigger. So we got to skip one column and we're here. 2 times what is equal to 4 or less? Okay, I'm making mistakes. This will have to be my... I can do a few more, but then after this, we're going to have to head out because I'm making some mistakes. All right, 2 times what is equal to 4 or less? 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So take away 4. So who's bigger, 2 or 6? 6 is bigger. So I need to make the 6 bigger. I need to skip one column and only subtract one column. So I'm going to skip this column and I'm going to be here. I'm only going to take this column. So the question is 2 times what is equal to 6 or less? 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Take away 1, take away 6. That's when I stopped too. Yeah. Yeah. I got lost with the abacus. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, when I make mistakes is when I know I'm petering off. But yeah. So division is a little bit, right? But the thing is to make sure that we understand the quotient and the dividend moves as we subtract, it will continue to move and it will keep ascending, if that makes sense. Yeah. You're good. Thank you for taking your time to teach. No, not a problem. If anybody is interested in the books, they are available in my TikTok shop or Amazon. Yeah. Let's see. I have these ones and this one. So yeah, they're all available. So if you want like printables, I have it on my teachers paid. I have my teachers paid teachers. I also have I just got the 13 column abacus, and then my website is this. That's my website. So great. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys. If you're looking for any of the abacus, these are right now they're adding and subtracting. But I do plan on doing more with multiplication and division. But for right now, I have time and bandwidth for adding and subtracting. Thanks for the follow. Thank you for the follow, KZ. I appreciate that. I go live pretty often. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night, Packard Card Exchange. Thank you, Jose, pushing the whole class forward. Lightning! I appreciate you too, Jose. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, classmates. Bye, KZ. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate you guys joining. Yeah. I'm actually quite excited for this little contraption that I made. And I was going to make it as a printable. So, but I appreciate it. Yeah, Midnight Mathers, right? It always surprises me how well everybody, is with the midnight math. And, it's like 12, it's like midnight and we're still doing math. It's crazy. It's so crazy. So, but I do appreciate everybody joining. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I am going to sign off. It's when I start making mistakes is when I know I need to sign off. But thank you again for joining. Thank you again for the hearts and the chili. Thank you, Audrey. Why are you still awake, Audrey? Why are you still awake? Yeah, let us all dream about abacus tonight. You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. Yeah. And we're here about jokes, right? I don't know how you feel about this, but I work on the radio and I love to have you on. What? Doing my notebook? I would love to. I would love to, Jose. I'm a little nervous, but I don't know what I talk about. You're changing the world. My God, KZ, I hope so. I hope I am. I want to educate the world of the great things about the abacus. I could talk to my boss and get you there. Oh, okay. We can talk. Okay, we talk about math. Okay, if we talk about math and abacus, we could do it. And the abacus. Okay. Okay, Jose. I'm good. I'm down for that. I'm game for anything. But I do appreciate it. Yes. Yeah. Got my gears going. Good. Good. And it's interesting to see how easy abacus makes adding and subtracting, and because it's no longer in your head, right? So the biggest thing is once you get the numbers on the abacus, then you can see what your constraints are, right? It's just like, guiding children. You want to give them boundaries and so they know where to go. I don't know. That's how I see it. But yeah. I don't know why abacus is the forgotten tool. I don't know why, but it could be because, math in North America is very Eurocentric, whereas abacus is not. And nobody has ever made the connection between abacus and, mainstream math. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to I'm trying to connect the dots. This was my first lesson of one ever. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, usually it is. Usually it is. I don't There's not too many people that actually come on board that know how to use the abacus. But there have been a few. There's this one person. She has a daughter. Oh my God, her daughter is 3, and she already knows how to do advanced adding and subtracting, which is pretty phenomenal. And she's 3. She's got a very strong sense of numbers, and it's quite amazing. I don't know if she's still here, but I do believe that yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, thank you guys. You guys, thank you guys so much. Okay, if anybody else, okay, I know Jose has a bunch of questions. However, other than Jose, let me know if you have any other questions. If not, I will sign off. And oh, and if you, I don't know if you guys want this, but this is available on my website. Just sign up, and you can get the reference for free. I do sell the Abacus, and I do sell the 13 column one as well. It is up to you. Yes. So thank you and good morning. Oh my God, Audrey. Good night and good morning. It's like 3:15 for you. What time are you? I was here for maybe 20 minutes. I try to be on about 9 or so, or early morning. But this week's have been a little bit kind of wonky. So if you just follow me, you'll get the notification. So that's the only thing I could say. I don't really have a thing. St. Louis. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, if you can follow me, and then you get notified when I go on. I'm also on YouTube right now. Like right now, you could see I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, where else? Facebook, Instagram, and that's what I got. That's all I got. Thank you for the follow. Just follow once you it. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you, Packers. Thank you, Packers. Yeah. But yeah, right now, if you see me, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So sometimes TikTok goes a little slow. What's the YouTube? It's in my link in my bio. Links in the bio. Everything's in my bio. But yeah, and then everything that's here is recorded on YouTube, so I don't have to go back and forth. I mean, it sounds a little strange, but at least you can go back and you can review, what you've missed. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and come with your questions if you have like math questions, any arithmetic questions you have, not calculus, not algebra, any arithmetic questions, we can do it. We can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we can also do decimals. We can do fractions, but fractions is really just another way of talking about division. So fractions is kind of the same. But yeah, I mean, the world of arithmetic is really quite interesting, and it does get a little bit. I don't know why we have to rush the kids, but anyways, okay. I can talk, but I do need to sign off. But thank you again, everybody, for joining. Thank you again for all the likes and the questions and the, yeah, and the laughter. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. But yes, I do appreciate everybody. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a good night.